The ongoing partnership between Tracker and the SAPS represents one of the most powerful public-private sector unions ever seen in South Africa. By working together, tens of thousands of stolen and hijacked vehicles have been recovered, and in the process, several thousand violent criminals have been apprehended. These successes not only make South Africa a safer place for everybody today, but the ripple effect extends well into tomorrow, effectively stopping future crimes that otherwise would have been committed. Inspired by the courageous and selfless work of the police, Tracker has for the past 6 years been sponsoring a tertiary merit bursary scheme for the children of officers who have been lost in the line of duty. By helping to shape these children into doctors, lawyers, forensic specialists, teachers, economists, accountants, engineers, and any one of a number of the other professions, we are not only providing a lasting legacy to their parents, but are casting further ripples that will not only serve their own families, but the country at large. Yet while we are able to provide them with the means to create a bright and sustainable future, they have to bring the hard work and dedication necessary to their studies. As their parents have been heroes, so they need to be equally heroic in their endeavors. As part of Tracker's support for these students, we recently hosted functions in Durban, Cape Town and Johannesburg, not only to encourage them and to make them feel part of the Tracker family, but to find out how they are doing and how they see the future.
Every time I saw aeroplanes in the air, I just couldn't believe it was the same thing that was on the ground. And before you knew it, we were talking about arrangements of how I'm going to be starting to fly and stuff like that.
I joined Tracker in 2004 when I was doing my first year.
My father, who was actually the member of the SAP that passed away, was a detective. And he used to come home and even from a young age explain to me all the different cases and how they worked on them, what was needed from the forensics department, and that just from a little age sparked my interest.
Since I was little, I liked drawing, being creative, drawing on walls, and I worked hard in matric, and I did really well actually. I think it was like 100%.
I'm a person that is born without failing. I always fight and fight for the goal to happen. And I completed my studies, electrical engineering national diploma. I graduated on May, and from there I also got a job in ESCOM.
I'm very good with drawing, and I think it's the interest in buildings and how I just wanted to find out how they got to be there.
Basically, flying for me is bread and butter. I love flying.
It's bringing smiles to my patient, and just seeing that I've done something that no one else has done, or I've done it differently.
The joy that you get out of seeing that baby, and the fact that that baby sees you first before it sees anybody else, and the fact that you have this opportunity to give life, I feel that's the most incredible thing of my job.
Being in the SAP, actually our acting station commander is assisting me to get into the mortuary, to watch post-mortems, to attend them. And the smallest detail can solve the hugest case. And the closure that the families get from that, for me, is motivation.
What I liked about electrical engineering is that I wanted to know much about generation, distribution of electricity in our country. And another thing, it's a science and technology field whereby I always learn new things.
Design something, build a model, show it to your lecturer giving you credit for something that you came up with. It feels good.
I give thanks to Tracker because they've supported me in my 4 years, in all my difficulties, socially, financially.
It's not just the finance, but the motivation and, helping us out, talking to us about any problems we might have.
I found out about this Tracker program through my brother. So he's already in the program and got his degree at the University of Pretoria. So that's how I got to find out about it, and it's really offered a great opportunity for me because I don't think I would have been able to further my studies if it wasn't for Tracker.
It's a gift from God. They got me. I was having no funds, but I had a dream. They paid for all my fees.
I think education is, one of the greatest things like a person can acquire. You have something that's always there, and you know, something to fall back on.
It grows you spiritually and emotionally, and it betters yourself.
Most of the things that we see around us are mostly based on people being educated and how they come about to developing everything that we see.
If you're educated, you can educate other people. It's a ripple effect.
Eerstens ons leer vir hulle dissipline in die skool, so ons leer vir hulle hoe om effektief met ander te kan kommunikeer en hoe om hulle gedrag te wees teenoor ander. En leer dat hulle moet ander help, hulle kan dan vir die polisie dalk gaan werk deur om ander te help in die gemeenskap, of hulle kan by liefdadigheid betrokke raak en daardeur ook die gemeenskap help.
My greatest aspiration is to start an orphanage. Like that's one of the things I'm really passionate about and I'm really keen on doing.
Once I've established a stable education system at home, then I will definitely adopt 1 or 2 children outside and help them with funds.
You know, me trying to be a pilot is not just necessarily just to get a salary or make my family proud. It's actually to get other young aspiring pilots in my village to actually pursue their dream.
I can see myself as an advanced midwife going into my master's after my comm service. I'll be a very successful graphic designer in 5 years.
What I want to pursue later after the 3 years, I want to go into cardiology. That's a heart specialist.
We don't have enough engineers or enough African people in this field. So I just do it to be the one, to be the part of of increasing the number of the African people or the black people in this field.
I want to come up with good working buildings, you know, aesthetics, everything, just brilliant designed buildings.
I want to be someone that provides answers to those who need it.
So with the bad experience of having actually lost a parent, it's actually coming out to be something positive in a disguised way, in that you might find that I'll probably reinvest my skills, as the company is actually sponsoring me to pursue my dream, in that I'll probably be serving the SA Air Force or anything like that, probably be flying for the police service in a way. So it's a great thing.
While the Tracker Bursary Fund can never replace the officers who have been stolen from us, it can help forge a new future for their children who have been left behind. We applaud the recent decision of the National Commissioner and the management of the police to establish the SAPS Education Trust Fund. Rest assured that in the spirit of our partnership, Tracker will offer the fund its full support. It heartens us enormously to know that thousands of South Africans will one day be trained, flown, educated, healed, and even protected by the children of those men and women who paid the ultimate price in defending their country. They are the real heroes.